Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of the Mongols. When we think about history's greatest empires, the ones that spanned continents and reshaped the course of civilization, the Mongols might not be the first to come to mind. But in just 10 minutes, you'll learn everything you need to know about one of history's most intriguing empires, one that invisibly shaped the world we live in today. Let's get started. Born as Temujin, his childhood was marked by his father's murder and abandonment. These hardships forged an iron will. By his 40s, he united the Mongol tribes as Genghis Khan. He envisioned a vast empire, driven by ambition and pragmatism. To understand the Mongols, we need to understand the vast, unforgiving Eurasian steppe. This wasn't a place for the faint of heart. Picture endless plains, scorching summers, and brutal winters. The Mongols didn't just survive here, they thrived. Unparalleled horsemen covering vast distances swiftly. Their composite bow made them lethal from afar. The Mongol army was a force unlike any the world had ever seen. It was about speed, strategy, and psychological warfare that sowed terror in their enemies. Imagine an army appearing on the horizon, their banners snapping in the wind. The Mongols mastered the art of the feigned retreat, drawing enemies into ambushes. Their reputation for ruthlessness often broke the will of cities before a single arrow was loosed. At its peak, the Mongol Empire stretched from the Pacific Ocean in the east to Eastern Europe in the west, encompassing a staggering 1/6 of the Earth's landmass. Think about that for a moment. An empire so vast it encompassed diverse landscapes, from the frozen Siberian tundra to the bustling cities of the Silk Road. This was an empire built on the backs of horses, fueled by a thirst for conquest, but also, surprisingly, by a desire for order and stability. Genghis Khan understood that true power lay not just in conquest, but in establishing a system that could govern such a vast territory. In a world where power was often inherited, passed down through lines of blood and privilege, the Mongols dared to be different. They embraced meritocracy, a radical concept for their time. Imagine a system where a skilled soldier, regardless of his birth, could rise through the ranks to command armies, where talent and loyalty were valued above all else. This approach fostered a fierce loyalty within the Mongol ranks, as soldiers knew that their efforts would be rewarded, not overlooked. It was this meritocratic system, as much as their military prowess, that allowed the Mongols to not just conquer, but to govern such a vast and diverse empire. The Mongols were far more than just conquerors. They were in many ways cultural sponges, absorbing knowledge and technologies from the civilizations they encountered. They adopted the Uyghur script, a sophisticated writing system, to administer their vast empire. They incorporated Chinese siege warfare techniques, making their already formidable armies even more effective. This adaptability, this willingness to learn from those they conquered, was key to their success. It allowed them to create a complex administrative system that could function across their vast empire, connecting a web of cultures and languages. Genghis Khan's grandson, Kublai Khan, inherited not just a vast empire, but also his grandfather's vision of a world connected. Kublai Khan completed the conquest of China, establishing the Yuan dynasty, a dynasty that embraced cultural exchange and intellectual curiosity. He moved the Mongol capital from Karakoram to Khanbalik, modern-day Beijing, a strategic decision that placed him at the heart of one of the world's most vibrant cultural and economic centers. Under his rule, China flourished, becoming a crossroads for trade, ideas, and innovation. While Kublai Khan was consolidating his rule in the east, his brother Hulagu Khan led the Mongol advance westward. His campaigns took him through Persia, where he toppled the once mighty Abbasid Caliphate in 1258. The sack of Baghdad, the Caliphate's capital and a center of Islamic learning, sent shockwaves throughout the world. Libraries that had stood for centuries, repositories of knowledge collected over generations, were destroyed. It was a brutal reminder of the destructive power of the Mongol war machine, but also a turning point in Islamic history, marking the end of an era. While his brothers campaigned in the east and west, Ogedei Khan, Genghis Khan's third son, held the empire together. He expanded the Mongol domains into Europe, pushing as far as modern-day Hungary. He established Karakorum, the Mongol capital, as a vibrant cosmopolitan city, welcoming travelers, merchants, and diplomats from across the known world. Ogedei's reign was one of consolidation and expansion, ensuring that the flames of the Mongol Empire continued to burn bright. Out of the ashes of conquest rose an era of unprecedented peace and prosperity across Eurasia, a period historians call the Pax Mongolica, the Mongol Peace. With so much of the known world under their control, the Mongols, perhaps unintentionally, created the conditions for a flourishing of trade and cultural exchange. The Silk Road, that ancient network of trade routes connecting East and West, experienced a golden age. Imagine caravans laden with silk, spices, and porcelain traveling from China to Europe, their journeys made safe by the Mongol guarantee of safe passage. This exchange wasn't just about goods, it was about ideas, technologies, and beliefs flowing across continents. The Mongols, despite their fearsome reputation, were surprisingly tolerant when it came to religion. They themselves followed a diverse range of faiths, from Tengrism, their traditional belief system, to Buddhism, Islam, and Christianity. This religious pluralism stemmed from a pragmatic understanding that a diverse empire thrived on the acceptance of different beliefs. Imagine a world where mosques stood alongside Buddhist temples and Christian churches, where religious leaders from different faiths engaged in dialogue rather than conflict. This tolerance, while not always perfect, was a remarkable feat for its time, a stark contrast to the religious wars that often plagued other parts of the world. Long before the internet, or even the postal service as we know it, the Mongols established the yam, a sophisticated relay system of messengers and horses that spanned their vast empire. Imagine a system so efficient that messages could travel from one end of the empire to the other in a matter of weeks, a feat unheard of in those days. This communication network was the lifeblood of the empire, allowing the Khan to maintain control over his vast domains, relaying military orders, trade information, and even personal correspondence. The yam wasn't just about speed, it was about connecting the far-flung corners of the empire, creating a sense of unity across thousands of miles. Even the mightiest empires are not immune to the passage of time. Internal strife, succession disputes, and the sheer vastness of the empire itself all contributed to its eventual fragmentation. By the mid-14th century, the Mongol Empire had fractured into smaller independent khanates, each vying for power and influence. The unity that Genghis Khan had forged, the interconnectedness that had defined the Pax Mongolica, began to unravel. It was a reminder that even the most powerful empires are built on foundations that can crumble, that the forces of history are always in motion. While the Mongol Empire may have fragmented politically, its impact on global trade patterns was profound and lasting. The Silk Road, revitalized under Mongol rule, continued to flourish, connecting East and West for centuries to come. The exchange of goods, technologies, and ideas that began under the Pax Mongolica continued to shape the world, influencing everything from art and architecture to cuisine and warfare. The Mongols, perhaps unintentionally, helped to lay the groundwork for the interconnected global economy we know today. The Mongol Empire may be a distant memory, but its legacy continues to resonate in the modern world. From their innovative military strategies to their embrace of meritocracy and religious tolerance, the Mongols left an indelible mark on the course of history. Their empire serves as a reminder of the interconnectedness of civilizations, the enduring power of ideas, and the impact that even nomadic tribes can have on the global stage. The next time you see a map of the world, think of the Mongols, the unseen architects of connectivity, whose empire, however brief, helped to shape the world we live in today. Thanks for watching. The Mongol Empire, far from being a footnote in history, is a story of innovation, adaptation, and yes, even connection. They were far more than just conquerors. They were builders, unifiers, and unwitting architects of a more interconnected world. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about world history, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest content. Every click helps us bring you more of the content you love. Let's make this community bigger and better together. See you in the next video.